Y'all, I need to stop spending. You want to join me? Then stick around for how I'm working on curbing my spending habits and preparing for a low buy month.
If you're new here, welcome or welcome back. I'm Tanya, and I'm a freelance video editor and videographer who has lived in LA the past 21 years. In this video, I want to talk about why I want to really examine my spending habits and try rewiring my brain into being more frugal once again by doing a low buy or low spend month.
The first step in doing a no buy or low buy month or year is to know your why.
I recently got a wake-up call with my building manager sending me notice that my rent is going up another $150 starting in October to the tune of $2,000 per month for a one-bedroom. To add insult to injury, they sent this at the same time they have been doing construction on our building all summer long and are still not done. Moving, at least anywhere else nearby, isn't currently an option because, believe it or not, my apartment is still loads cheaper than what other one-bedrooms are going for in my area. To make a big dent in my budget for the positive, I'd pretty much have to leave the state, but we aren't quite there yet. So instead, I'm re-examining my spending habits because no matter where you are in life financially, it's never a bad idea to be more mindful of how we are spending our money.
I also have a trip coming up to Scotland in October, and at the same time, I'm losing one of my freelance retainer clients because her podcast is coming to an end after 10 years. Also, I want to challenge myself to be more patient and less impulsive when it comes to spending.
All this to say, the end result I'm hoping for is having more money left over each month and help with my money anxiety, which I have always been prone to my whole life. I also want to make sure I'm being a conscious spender overall because we have problems right now with fast fashion and fair and safe working conditions where products are made, but also with how much is dumped in landfills. I read a statistic once that said the average American has about 70 pounds of clothes annually to donate or throw away, with around 85% of those old clothes ending up in landfills. I am by no means perfect, and there is always room to improve.
The second step is to figure out what are my spending triggers and why I spend more money on certain things.
I tend to spend money on aspirational things. This summer, it's been on things to combat some of the joys that come along with being female and aging. If you know, you know. I did a deep dive into all things trying to stay healthy as a perimenopausal woman, and although much of the information seems useful, I do feel that there is always a big push that comes with the information by way of supplements, programs, books, and more. I'm starting to feel suspect that any of them are really moving the needle very much, and the only people benefiting from it are the sellers of these products. This is not to knock any of these things, as I'm not a doctor or expert, but I need to really think harder before moving forward with reordering any more supplements. Maybe it comes down to simplicity and being balanced about strength training, which I do for free in my home garage gym, walking, incorporating a lot of general movement, basic clean eating, loads of water, and plenty of protein, which would fit more comfortably in my budget.
Another spending trigger comes from the inspo of watching aesthetic, cozy home videos on YouTube.
I plan on doing a much deeper dive into these types of videos in another vlog, but as much as I know I'm being subtly marketed to, it does make me want to spruce up my place and make it more pretty and cozy. I attribute this huge desire for a peaceful, aesthetic home as the antidote to the home I grew up in, which was always cluttered, had angsty vibes, and smelled like dog pee. But the question I have to ask myself is, when is what I have enough? After I put up peel and stick wallpaper? After I get a new duvet cover? After I have enough seasonal decor for every single bank holiday? After I put up another floating shelf and style it with new knickknacks from Target or HomeGoods? The question I need to answer is, how can I create the feeling of peace and coziness without throwing money at it all the time? I think the answer is just having a state of mind that what I have is already enough. That my place is peaceful and cozy, and that one more thing will never fill that void of what is more of a psychological need than anything else. I want to add that spending money on any of the above things, supplements, gym memberships, books, home decor, or whatever you enjoy spending money on is not bad. It's more about being mindful. My tap class is one example of that. It's not cheap, but I really, really value it. However, I am cutting one class per week that I'm taking because some tough decisions do have to be made.
The third step in a low buy or no buy month is to figure out a set of rules or new ways of doing things that will help curb some of your spending habits.
Like I said before with supplements, I might cut back or cut out certain ones I don't feel are making a big difference. Another thing I can do is stop watching so many cozy home videos or videos where each episode comes with home decor shopping hauls. I can easily change the algorithm on YouTube by watching more money or budgeting type videos. It's amazing how fast you can change the algorithm.
Something else I want to do is remove all the payments that I have currently in Amazon, which make buying something with one click super easy, and instigating a 3-day rule when it comes to something I want. So if there's something I want, waiting 3 days, and if I still want it, maybe then I'll consider the purchase.
Lastly, I want to challenge myself not to buy extras at the grocery store. Things like soda and stuff for baking are things that don't really add value to my diet and can add up over the course of a month.
There's a lot that I covered in this video, but one thing that I didn't dive too deep into is the things that I'm totally okay spending money on that maybe some other people aren't, and the things that I don't typically buy that maybe a lot of other people do. For instance, I just don't go out to eat a lot for some reason, and a lot of other people might find a lot of enjoyment in that. So I might do a separate video talking about that kind of stuff. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. It really helps out my channel. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.